Democrats are calling on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to reconvene the Senate for an emergency session to address gun control. It's been nearly 15 years since a ban on assault weapons expired. It became law back in 1994, and it prohibited certain models of AR-15 and AK-47 assault-style weapons. One study estimates there are nearly 400 million civilian-owned firearms in this country. That's more than any other country in the world.
This is the headline in the conservative newspaper, the New York Post, this morning, a paper that's generally very friendly to President Trump. It says, President Trump, America is scared and we need bold action. It's time to ban weapons of war. Nancy Cordes joins us from Capitol Hill. Nancy, what are lawmakers proposing?
Anthony, this is such a tricky issue because lawmakers from both sides don't often agree on the root causes of gun violence, let alone how to address it. But in the wake of this pair of shootings this weekend, we are seeing some overlap. And you had the president in that pair of tweets this morning calling for stronger background checks as Democrats urged the Senate to break a 5-week recess and come back right away.
Congress is paralyzed.
The Democratic chorus grew louder last night, urging the Senate's Republican leader to bring everyone back to Washington.
We can take immediate action.
Members of Congress need to go back to work in the Senate.
They want the Senate to take up a bipartisan bill the House passed in February, mandating universal background checks for gun sales, something 92% of the American public supports. In Ohio and Texas this weekend, key Republicans signaled they might be open to it.
We need background checks to make sure the wrong people don't have access to weapons.
Some Republicans called for more red flag laws that would enable authorities to detain individuals who pose a risk to others and confiscate their guns.
So all in all, this was a pretty shameful day for Washington.
After 20 children and 6 teachers were killed in Sandy Hook, a bipartisan reform bill fell 6 votes short.
When politicians send their thoughts and prayers with no action, we say no more.
But there has been state-level action. In the year after the mass shooting in Parkland, Florida, 67 gun safety bills were signed into law by state legislatures.
Those state laws raised the gun purchasing age from 18 to 21, enacted waiting periods, and limited the size of magazines. And there has been some action here in Washington as well. After the shootings in Las Vegas that left 57 people dead, the Trump administration limited the use of bump stocks, which make weapons more deadly. So there has been some change, Dorica, but both sides agree, probably not enough.
Nancy, I can't help but think about that 400 million civilian-owned firearms. No matter how many laws pass, that's a lot of guns in people's hands. Nancy, thank you.